to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. The Southwest TV Translator Association underwrites the news show, and Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV.
If you have a news topic or tips you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show is live on Monday at noon and rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m. and again re-aired on Thursday at noon, 3 and 6.
Coming up, red wine case, father charged with murder, trails inventory, and more.
And also marijuana robbery update, more traffic accidents with weather and area happenings. Today is July 24th, 2017, and now the news at noon. From the Durango Herald, Mark Redwine, the father of deceased Dylan Redwine, was arrested Saturday in Bellingham, Washington, after a grand jury indictment in connection with his son's 2012 death. He is being held on a $1 million cash-only bail in Whatcom County. He faces charges of second-degree murder and child abuse. Dylan Redwine was 13 when he disappeared from his father's home November 2012 in Vallecito. His partial remains were found in June 2013 on Middle Mountain. His death was ruled a homicide. Mark Redwine was named a person of interest in the death, but he had not been charged previously. He has maintained his innocence during the past 4.5 years. A La Plata County grand jury was impaneled July 17th and returned indictments last Thursday, finding probable cause to charge Redwine in connection with his son's death. He is expected to face extradition proceedings in Washington before being brought to Durango, where he will be advised of the charges. To be found guilty of second-degree murder, prosecutors must prove a person knowingly caused the death of another person. The 4-page indictment offers a narrative of the 4.5-year investigation, including details never made public during the first year of Dylan's disappearance. The grand jury indicted based on several key factors. Dylan's blood was found in his father's living room. A cadaver dog detected a deceased person had been in the living room and in the bed of Redwine's pickup. Dylan's skull was found in November 2015 just off Middle Mountain Road and had what appeared to be knife markings. The skull appears to have been moved from a previous location where earlier remains were found. The La Plata County Sheriff's Office and 6th Judicial District Attorney's Office will hold a news conference at 2:30 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, at County's Administration Building to provide additional details and answer questions. Dylan's mother said, "I'm glad this day has finally arrived." Elaine Hatfield Hall said in an interview with the Durango Herald on Saturday, "It's been a long, arduous journey. There will never be closure because my son will still be dead, unfortunately, but it's encouraging we're taking this step in the right direction." Hall said she isn't surprised by the details contained in the indictment, but they have never been put together so clearly. Redwine's arrest is the end of one chapter, but the beginning of what is expected to be a long judicial process.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, a Durango man who was shot and killed during a marijuana robbery apparently lunged at the gunman before being shot in the chest, according to an arrest affidavit made public this week. The robbery occurred about 11:35 a.m. May 14th in the Lightner Creek Mobile Home Park, 907 County Road 207, or Lightner Creek Road, a few miles west of Durango. If proven, it is at least the 4th home invasion robbery involving marijuana in the past 3 years in La Plata County. 3 of the robberies resulted in shooting deaths. The most recent case involves 3 suspects from Texas: Michael Jones, age 19, Kevin Goff, age 27, and Elise Rios, age 19, who have all been charged with first-degree murder. Jones is suspected of firing the gun that killed David Gayton, age 34, according to the arrest affidavit. According to investigators, the trio set up an illegal marijuana transaction and intended to rob the people of the marijuana rather than purchase it. Rios was seen sitting in a black sedan with the engine running before the shooting, according to the affidavit. The vehicle was backed into the driveway as if the driver had planned a quick getaway. Goff and Jones were inside the home during the robbery. Jones pointed a gun at those inside the home and demanded the victims empty their pockets and hand over their wallets, the affidavit says. Goff grabbed the marijuana. At some point, Gayton lunged toward Jones, and Jones fired his weapons, hitting Gayton in the chest. All 3 are scheduled for preliminary hearings September 27th, at which time prosecutors must present probable cause to convince a judge that a crime was committed and the defendants are connected to it. All 3 are being held at the La Plata County Jail.
From the Cortez Journal, demolition of the old Montezuma Cortez High School is underway, and the Cortez Parks Recreation and Forestry Advisory Board is planning a use for the land where it stood. At a meeting last Friday, the board discussed early plans to build a park on the 17 acres that used to be covered by the school. Parks and Recreation Director Dean Palmquist said he plans to apply for a Great Outdoors Colorado grant to purchase the property from the school district and design a park there. His goal is to start work on the park next year. Palmquist said his plans for the park would include advice from a consultant and feedback from people who live near the old school site. Part of the grant money would be used to hold community meetings and create conceptual designs for public release. While Palmquist acknowledged the city probably won't be the only party interested in that property, he said he believed a park would be one of the most beneficial uses for it. There's just 2 pocket parks on the south side of Cortez, he said. This would be huge for that area. The other board members agreed. Board member Mike Levy said he often hears people who live on the south side of town complain that all the recreation options are on the north side. Something like this would be a really great capital project, Board President Paul Adams said. Any park design would need to include a way to transport irrigation water to the site, an obstacle that Palmquist said has come up in city council workshops before. But he said the city would have a few options if they could get state funding. The park plan is just one of several capital projects Palmquist hopes to start next year. Other projects include a possible expansion of the Gear Natural area and some maintenance on the city's baseball and softball fields. Palmquist said he planned to put together a grant application proposal soon with the help of city council and the rest of the advisory board.
According to the Cortez Journal, authorities on Friday identified the 2 victims killed in a head-on crash Thursday on U.S. Highway 160 in the Cherry Creek area west of Hesperus. The crash occurred around 5:15 p.m. just east of the Montezuma-La Plata County line at mile marker 68 when a male driver in an SUV headed westbound toward Mancos hydroplaned into the eastbound lane, crashing into an SUV with a family of 4. Colorado State Patrol Captain Adrian Driscoll said the fatalities involved 2 of the occupants in the SUV with the family of 4, Robert Street, age 52, and a 16-year-old male. Driscoll and Street died at the scene of the Driscoll said Street died at the scene of the crash. The 16-year-old male died at Mercy Regional Medical Center. Street's wife, Jocelyn, and a 14-year-old male were transported to Mercy Regional Medical Center. Jan Smith, La Plata County coroner, said Jocelyn was airlifted to St. Anthony's Hospital in Denver on Thursday night. Smith said Friday morning that Jocelyn and the 14-year-old male were doing well. Driscoll said the family driving a Honda Pilot is from Sequim, Washington, about a 2-hour drive northwest of Seattle. According to Driscoll, 36-year-old Anthony Rodriguez of Mancos was the driver of the Nissan Armada that was traveling eastbound when the vehicle hydroplaned after a sudden downpour of rain. Rodriguez was reported to be alert and talking to first responders at the scene, Corporal Lance Sanchez said Thursday. A spokesman with Mercy said Friday morning Rodriguez is listed in fair condition. Driscoll said the crash is under investigation and he could not comment at this time whether drugs or alcohol played a factor in the crash. He did say charges are pending. The crash closed U.S. Highway 160 for about 3 hours.
From the Cortez Journal, the Dolores Ranger District of the San Juan National Forest is seeking public input regarding a proposal for new trail construction within the Boggy Draw Trail system, located about 3.5 miles north of the town of Dolores. The proposed trail expansion would add 25 miles of non-motorized trails within or immediately adjacent to the current trail system. Boggy Draw has seen heavy recreational use for 2 decades and continues to grow in popularity. Local partner groups as well as unaffiliated riders have requested additional mountain bicycle riding opportunities in the area. Boggy Draw is one of only a few places on the Dolores Ranger District offering a looped trail system that concentrates recreational use within a heavily managed area, while allowing other areas in the forest to remain less developed. The proposed action is designed to expand on an already established high-quality trail system close to Cortez and Dolores that minimizes the environmental effects of unmanaged recreation through effective design, signage, and maintenance. It also seeks to provide economic benefit to Montezuma County and its municipalities through increased recreational opportunities. A project scoping document, map, and electronic comment form will be available online. The link is on DCTV News at Noon's Facebook page. The 30-day scoping comment period began on July 21st and ends on August 21st. Written comments may be mailed or hand-delivered to Dolores Public Lands Office. For questions or to provide oral comments via telephone or in person, contact Tom Bryce, Recreation Staff Officer, or Debbie Kill, NEPA Coordinator. All contact info is again on the Facebook page. And locally, the BLM USFS Dolores County Trails and Road Inventory public comment period is underway. On August 21st at the Dolores County BOCC meeting, they will demonstrate how our residents can interact online to provide critical use information to keep our trails open and available for motorized as well as non-motorized use. The demonstration will be recorded by DCTV News to be available online for demand viewing.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, a Friday morning traffic stop in Montezuma County led to a chase with sheriff's deputies and police, a crash, and a five-hour shutdown at the county jail. According to Montezuma County Sheriff Steve Nowlin, a deputy spotted a police vehicle he didn't recognize, and which appeared to be speeding about 8:10 a.m. on Colorado Highway 184. When he tried to contact the vehicle, it reportedly led him on a chase that eventually involved several other deputies and the Cortez Police Department. When the suspect was arrested after crashing into McElmo Creek, hazardous materials on his clothes caused the Montezuma County Detention Center to be shut down for decontamination during the booking process. The suspect, 31-year-old Albuquerque resident Michael McMorty, was uninjured in the crash, but was transported to the hospital for medical clearance. At the hospital, Nowlin said a nurse who examined McMorty had respiratory trouble that seemed to have been caused by a chemical on the suspect's clothing or skin. He received a medical clearance, but as he was being booked into the jail, two deputies who had contact with him developed the same symptoms. Nowlin said they were transported to the hospital while McMorty's clothes were put into biohazard containers and the jail was shut down. Firefighters from the Cortez Fire Protection District arrived about 11 a.m. to help decontaminate the jail's ventilation system and all the areas McMorty had touched. Nowlin said the jail didn't reopen until 4 p.m. Officials are still not sure what chemical would cause the reactions in the nurse and deputies. Nowlin said he suspected the drug fentanyl at first, but tests came up negative for it. He now believes McMorty could have been contaminated with a chemical used in the production of meth. And now here's our weather report.
Real monsoonal flow is arriving. There we go. From noon today until midnight Wednesday, central and southern Utah and Colorado are under a flash flood watch. Due to the high pressure ridge just east of the divide and the divide itself and a trough of moisture along the west coast, the precipitable water in the system coming in from the southwest is expected to increase rapidly this afternoon. They are also expected to increase into tomorrow, reaching near record levels. These will also be slower moving storms in our southern zone, and the National Weather Service folks say their confidence is high in that flash flood potential. Southeast Utah Canyon Country and our Colorado San Juan Mountains are expected to get a hard hit with 3 distinct waves of rainfall expected. The first this afternoon with daytime heating, and the last one's expected for tomorrow afternoon. After midnight tomorrow, a bit drier air stream is expected to trickle in for early Wednesday, but residual moisture in the air will still remain present into Thursday, so afternoon heating will still keep that moisture active in production of thunderstorms and showers. Friday and into Saturday, and an additional drier, stronger air mass from the north will move in and cause some changes that there will still be residual moisture in our southwest area. So strong moisture early in the week, tapering down slowly Wednesday and onward is the idea for now. Widespread showers and thunderstorms are expected across the southeast with hot and humid conditions in place ahead of the approaching cold front. The front will stall from the Central Plains to the Mid-Atlantic, so showers will continue into Tuesday. Low pressure off the Mid-Atlantic coast will bring some heavy showers and thunderstorms across southern New England before pushing well offshore. Monsoonal moisture will fuel daytime thunderstorm activity across the southwest on Monday and Tuesday. Locally heavy rainfall will have the potential to cause flash flooding across the desert southwest and central and southern Rockies on Monday and Tuesday. Conditions will become favorable for severe weather and flash flooding across parts of the northern plains and the upper Mississippi Valley by Tuesday. A cold front will push across the northern tier and southerly flow will take hold across much of the central U.S. This will allow heat to build and moisture to pool along and ahead of the frontal boundary. Showers and thunderstorms are expected to break out across the northern plains and upper Mississippi Valley, giving more organized thunderstorm activity tomorrow. In our 5-day forecast, the high today was expected to reach 84, and showers and heavy rains are expected to reduce that to 79 for tomorrow and then climb up into the upper 80s by Friday. Lows will be all over the upper 50s. Winds are not expected to be severe, but with storms, gusting is not unusual. I've not seen any word of hail, so watch out for flash flooding and try otherwise to enjoy some real rains. Now back to the news.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, Southwest Colorado Community College will host informational sessions for prospective students on August 7th and 8th at the Southwest Colorado Community College campuses in Durango and Mancos. Participants will be given a campus tour and time to consult with advisors and instructors about degree programs at the campuses. Free help with admission and student aid applications also will be available, SWCC said in a news release. These sessions are Monday, August 7th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the East Campus, the Commons Building, 2nd floor, 701 Camino del Rio in Durango. Tuesday, August 8th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the West Campus, 33057 U.S. Highway 160 between Cortez and Mancos. For more information, call 970-385-2001 or 564-6201.
Last week's CO2 average is in at 406.74. Week before last was 407.01. 1 year ago was 403.66, and 10 years ago it was 383.98. In a recent study published on the 4th of July, done by Shanghai's Jiaochong University and Japan's Chiba University's Graduate School of Engineering, the study may lead to quieting wind turbines and aircraft propellers and such. And we may owe a thank you to the bird, the owl. Widely known for silent flight, achieving remarkably low noise, gliding and flapping flights owing to their unique wings, normally characterized by leading-edge serrations and trailing-edge fringes and velvet-like surfaces. How these features affect aerodynamic force, production, and sound suppression or noise reduction is not well known. An integrated study of owl-inspired single-feather wing models with and without those leading-edge serrations the owl has, and combining large eddy simulations with particle image velocimetry and force measurements in a low-speed wind tunnel. The study revealed that the leading-edge serrations can passively control laminar flow and turbulence over the upper wing surface and play a crucial role in aerodynamic force and sound production. Researchers found that there is a trade-off between force production, let's just say lift, and sound suppression. Results indicate that the owl-inspired leading-edge serrations may be useful for devices from aeroacoustics and control and biometric rotor designs and wind turbines and aircraft, multi-rotor drones, and other fluid-moving machineries.
According to the Cortez Journal, in response to recent bear conflicts in Colorado, including close encounters, home invasions, and an attack on a camper in Boulder County, Colorado Parks and Wildlife urges residents to get educated and work to prevent human-wildlife conflicts. Although the bear population in the state is estimated to be from 17,000 to 20,000, in contrast to a human population of about 5.5 million, wildlife officials stress human-bear conflicts as a primary concern. Most bear conflicts can be attributed to a lack of wildlife knowledge or a blatant disregard for preventative rules and basic cautionary measures. Interactions continue to occur, and appear in headlines even after years of information, education outreach efforts, trash storage ordinances in communities with high rates of bear activity, and efforts to reduce bear populations in conflict areas. Above all else, wildlife managers stress that the public should keep food away from bears and never feed a bear. Feeding bears is illegal in Colorado and will essentially sentence the animal to death in the long run. Bears have excellent memories and will remember where trash is consistently left out, cars that have food in them, bird feeders that are within reach, and people who feed bears. CPW also urges people to never allow a bear to feel comfortable or think it's safe to be around humans. When a bear is in a human-occupied space, wildlife officers advise people immediately try to make it feel unwelcome. People should talk loudly, bang pots and pans, throw rocks or sticks, etc., and attempt to drive the animal away. Although black bear in Colorado rarely attack people and eat mostly acorns and berries, with an occasional meal of carrion, fawns, or elk calves, certain situations will cause them to maul and kill. CPW recommends bear spray rather than firearms as a first means of defense. It's always wise to carry bear spray in areas known for high bear activity, and residents who live in bear country should keep some at home.
From the BLM, Apollo 17 astronaut and moonwalker Dr. Harrison Jack Schmidt will visit the Anasazi Heritage Center. On July 29th, the Anasazi Heritage Center and Canyons of the Ancients National Monument welcomes Dr. Jack Schmidt as he presents a lecture of coyotes and moon landings. This presentation is part of the Four Corners Lecture Series and the Heritage Center's Night with the Ancients Astronomy Program series. The free presentation begins at 8:30 p.m. and is open to the public. Schmidt will share many of his experiences with the Apollo 17 mission, for which he was lunar module pilot. His message will weave the connections of lunar travel and Southwest influences, and it's an opportunity to learn about space, astronomy, and culture. Only 12 men, known unofficially as the Dusty Dozen, have ever set foot on the moon. As the last of these, Schmidt was inducted into the International Space Hall of Fame in Alamogordo, New Mexico in 1977, and the U.S. Astronaut Hall of Fame in Kennedy Space Center in Florida in 1997. Schmidt also served as a U.S. Senator representing New Mexico and has authored a book, Return to the Moon, and publishes regularly on lunar and planetary science research and aerospace and defense issues. His presentation supports the Canyons of the Ancients National Monument's quest to become an international dark sky sanctuary by drawing attention to the importance of preserving dark night skies. Learn more about the International Dark Sky Association at darksky.org, or to help directly with the monument's efforts, please contact Park Ranger Jennifer Frost at jcfrost@blm.gov. The BLM works to serve the American family and provides opportunities to connect the public to America's natural and cultural heritage. To learn more about upcoming Four Corners lectures, go to their Facebook page, Four Corners Lecture Series.
Reported by the Durango Herald, when all is said and done, the upper reaches of Hermosa Creek north of Durango will have the largest continuous stretch of native Colorado River cutthroat trout in the state. The effort to restore Colorado River cutthroat trout in Hermosa Creek dates back to the early 1990s, when wildlife managers used a natural waterfall on the creek's east fork as a protective barrier. Colorado Parks and Wildlife cleared out non-native species of trout, specifically brook, brown, and rainbows, using a short-lived organic poison known as rotenone. And in their place, it released Colorado River cutthroat trout, giving the waterway to the native fish for the first time in probably 100 years. In the late 1880s, Western settlers fished the Colorado River cutthroat trout to the point of extinction. Then, to keep an important food source available, they dumped other species of trout into the cutthroat's habitat. The introduction of brook, brown, and rainbow trout further exacerbated any chance of a cutthroat revival, because the fish is ill-equipped to compete with the invasive species, which take over rivers through predation and hybridization. The magnitude of the cutthroat's loss has never been truly quantified, but its range, which once spanned Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, and Wyoming, was dramatically reduced, mostly because of habitat loss, overharvesting, and competition with non-native species. The Hermosa Creek Restoration Project is a coordinated effort between the U.S. Forest Service and Colorado Parks and Wildlife, as well as Trout Unlimited, which in total have spent more than $1 million. It will take a few more years for the waters upstream of the forthcoming barrier to carry only cutthroats, as non-natives still need to be removed, but Kampf said it would be worth the wait.
In today's High Canyon Country happenings, yes, it's getting to be that time of year again, looking forward to the new school years. Just FYI, the dates for school openings in our area are Mancos Schools, Tuesday, August 15th, Dolores Schools, also Tuesday, August 15th, Dove Creek Schools, Monday, August 21st, Cortez Schools, Monday, August 21st, except Managua Elementary, which starts on the 14th, and San Juan, Utah District Schools, Thursday, August 17th. A free event at the Anasazi Heritage Center will be held on the August 20th, Sunday night at 8 p.m. called Night with the Ancients Astronomy Program. They tell you to dress in layers and bring a flashlight and blanket. For more details, call 882-5636. And a reminder that if you're over the age of 62, now is a great time to invest in the National Parks Pass before the price goes up at the end of August. Right now, you can get a lifetime pass for $20. At the end of August 2017, the price will jump to $80. Locally, you can purchase the passes at Mesa Verde, the Anasazi Heritage Center, the San Juan National Forest Office in Dolores, Tres Rios BLM Field Office in Dolores, or you can go online and purchase a pass at store.usgs.gov/pass. All of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, and original stories and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us. It's dcbnnews@gmail.com. or call us at the station 677-4119, and we'll be sure to get your news on air.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs live at noon Monday through Wednesday, then is rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m., and again re-aired Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in the same order at noon, 3, and 6.
And be sure to check us out on Facebook. It's DCTV News at Noon. Please like us there and share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook, Jerry Tope, and everyone at DCTV with the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.